Welcome to the Good Girl Gone Boss podcast. I'm your host, Matt Howell.
And I'm your host, Angie Rogers Howell.
And we are at home.
At home. Well, as you know, we're all on lockdown, quarantine, whatever. So we're all staying home to flatten the curve, which is great. And so we didn't want to do our regular podcast as usual because that's not the world we live in right now. So we're coming to you in
Video format.
Whatever we call this thing. I don't know. Vlogs, videos, YouTube video. I don't know.
A vodcast.
A vodcast. Are we trendsetters? Did we just come up with a new term?
I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
I think they kicked that out in 2005.
We can make it happen again.
But anyway, today we have special guest on our show.
We do. We've got Moth Danner.
From the Muncie Makers Market.
Yep. We've got Jennifer Cooper Wilson.
From At Your Service Cleaning.
Absolutely. And Peggy Sanova.
From the East Central Indiana Small Business Development Center,
where they help businesses start, grow, and flourish. We're talking about what we're all doing as far as how business is shifting, how clients are shifting, how we're all staying sane at home while we're at home and everything.
Our premier sponsor today is Schaefer Leadership Academy. Find out more at schaeferleadership.com.
Well, now, more than ever, in the state of our world and how everything's going,
yes.
We need leadership now more than ever, right? But we can't exactly get out and go to networking meetings or trainings, those kinds of things, right? So Schaefer Leadership Academy has switched their programming, so we're not meeting face-to-face anymore because we're all stuck at home.
Because we're going to Zoom.
And do all that kind of stuff. So they are switching all their programming to Zoom so you can still get all your leadership skills. Use this downtime to brush up on your skills and to keep learning and keep growing as a person even while you can't get out and meet people face to face.
So find out more at schaeferleadership.com. Jennifer, we're actually sponsored by you, so let's start with you. How's business going?
Well, 18 Concession is not going.
Yeah. It's dead.
It's dead. All Ball State events have been canceled until further notice. So I'm just fingers crossed praying that football starts as normal. Because right now my freezers are packed full from all the food I bought for a gymnastics meet that got canceled when I was on my honeymoon.
You just got married, so tell us about that.
Yeah, just got married in February. Had this wonderful DJ. He was amazing, Matt. So we went on our honeymoon, and we were in Hawaii when all this happened here. So in Hawaii, people did not care. They acted like nothing was going on until our last day. They started shutting down restaurants. And it took us 4 flights and 30 hours of travel to get home.
Oh, gosh.
They started canceling flights, and
wow.
Me and my husband were like, just get us off the island. We can rent a car and drive home, but you can't be stuck in Hawaii. So we at least.
I'd love to be stuck in Hawaii, though.
Well, no, you don't, because it is really expensive there.
It's expensive.
I drink Diet Mountain Dew, and it was $4 for a 2-liter there. I'm like,
oh my!
You might as well drink alcohol. That rate.
Exactly. Moth, tell us about the masks and how that's going.
Hello. I don't know how we could get any more socially distant. Well, these masks are actually made by the Pie Lady, who is Susan Danner, my mom, at the Muncie Makers Market. And we're also selling them at the mailroom, Shireen Wagley. You can get them through the drive-thru there. They are $5. Mm-hmm. And my mom is 73. And so she has been isolating for quite some time. We saw this coming. And so this is keeping her busy, and selling them keeps the supplies going so that she can donate a lot. Uh-huh.
Cool. I just bought 2 from you yesterday, so.
Yeah. Got one right here.
Okay. Well, Peggy, how about you? How things? I bet you've been a little busy helping small businesses right now.
I would say most people are talking about exercising at home or cooking or cleaning, and I have been on the phone just about nonstop since the day I got home. So we're lucky that I cleaned out this office and I could shut the door so my husband could put up with me, because there's just been nonstop calls. People are trying to transfer the SBA CARES Act, and it's just really been difficult. When we started with the EIDL loan, and I can't even remember what that stands for right now, it was like a 25-page application. And those people who were filling it out were frustrated, and we were talking to them and helping them through it.
I
A
was
week
one of those people.
I will be soon.
It was.
Well, you're
it was
lucky,
rough.
Ma. The third version is like 5 pages long and takes a half hour. Just this morning, statewide, we heard of some people receiving some of their funding. So
Really?
it's been very frustrating for many of our clients because the funding just hasn't been getting to them yet. But as you can imagine, it's the first time we've had a 50-state disaster. So if you look at back what happened with hurricanes, sometimes that can be difficult to get through the system. And when you've got 50 states and hundreds and hundreds of businesses, it's been difficult. That doesn't make it any less frustrating for our clients, though. But I've been on the front line of that, and it's been kind of like a wave coming at you is what I think.
Yeah.
A tsunami.
Well, thanks for all your help. I know you've helped me a few times.
Me too.
Anytime. It's what makes it fun.
You know, the Muncie Makers Market's several hundred vendors,
Mhm.
and trying to keep them as informed as much as I can. But I'm always concerned that the information that I'm giving to them is just kind of internet hearsay. So.
And the SBA.gov site, they do update it pretty regularly. So that's a great place to go get the real deal.
Square just recently put out a very easy to follow explainer, and of course many vendors use Square, so I think they're going to become a lender like a bank is.
So Moth, you help run the Muncie Makers Market, which has
Yes.
probably shifted its focus, and you changed it into like a drive-through now. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I own the Muncie Makers Market,
Okay.
and we have worked with the Delaware County Department of Health in order to change over to a way where people can still get essential items. They can get foods. We have dairy farmers, we have meats, butters, baked goods, and then we also, of course, have health items like sanitizer and cleaners and the masks. We have a vendor who's coming on Saturday who's selling the connectors that go behind your head for people who have had too much ear stress from the mask, from the ear loops. So yes, we've switched to a drive-through. Books and Brews, who is our normal host, is closed completely. But Felix and Roxanne Lukenbill own White River Plaza, and they are letting us use their parking lot. And we have volunteers who guide people through. We interact with the patrons through their passenger windows to try to keep as much distance between our vendors, who are always masked and gloved. So we can stabilize the local food supply and just keep people from panicking and thinking they're going to run out of things. Local small businesses, they make all year round in every condition, and hoping to support them too, so they don't go out of business.
Right.
Jennifer, you're still cleaning offices, is that correct?
Yeah. Yep. We're still cleaning offices and some houses. We have some clients that are frontline. They're, doctors and nurses working 12, 16-hour days. They don't want to come home and clean. So they are requesting that still our services. They're not home when we clean, and we use disinfectant, and the girls, and we have masks and gloves, whatever. So yeah, we're still like running a light crew, but still helping people out, because again, they don't want to come home and clean after they've been working 12, 16-hour days. Someone asked me about getting my cardinal corn into the Makers Market, so I guess you are probably who I would need to ask.
That's right. Just send me a message on Facebook. We'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, I sure will.
We're a very inexpensive option for businesses. It's $10 to set up each time you want to send up. We want to have as few barriers as possible to people, but we also don't want to abuse the definition of being essential as well.
Gotcha.
So we're not really selling paintings and sweaters and things like that right now, just the foods and health things.
I got crack corn. People want, and my fans are sad that like Ball State ended so abruptly. So they didn't, like, a lot of times on the last game, they'll come get a few boxes and stock up, and no one had a chance to do that this time. So they're asking how they can get it. And someone mentioned that. So
every Saturday from 4 to 7 until further notice.
Okay.
We've been doing
Saturday.
that. This is our 6th year of having the market. So, and it's been the same time, the same day for a long time. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Technical difficulty.
So Peggy, what's other pieces of advice you've been giving small businesses that call you?
Well, one thing we've been talking about is marketing. because I don't know about you, but when I continue to get emails that they probably set up 4 months ago about what people are offering to their clients, it's falling on deaf ears, because we're all in this together. And as Moth said, we're trying to help one another. And so really everyone needs to take a look at their marketing, especially that content marketing that they'd set up to go up months ago.
So the
And
automation is still going out when it should.
yes, thank you for translating
I
that.
think that's important. Yes, you don't want to be tone deaf.
Right. And also really not trying to sell right now, but to help your clients to reach out to people one-on-one. Even if you're small enough, you can call all your clients or set up an email and talk about where they are and what you want to see for them, and not necessarily that you can sell to them, but to build that relationship. Because you know what I say, people buy from people they know, like, and trust, and they're gonna remember that relationship at the other end of this, because there will be another end of this.
That's what's about the market. There's really nothing that we sell during normal times that you couldn't get while, we used to say this, now it has a little bit different meaning, but we're sitting in your sofa in your jammies ordering online. So it's the personal relationships that matter. It's being able to trust who you're working with. That's why we are all local and really support people who know each other, and the people who sell things are the people who grew or make it, because you're right, that connection is the most important thing. And the reason, I don't know about you, but the reason I choose to live in a small town is so that I can have a manageable community that I can be connected to.
Exactly. So that marketing piece is real important, I think, right now.
I know for Farmhouse, definitely our business changed overnight. One thing that we found out is high school seniors, of course, are still graduating, somehow, some way. But yard signs have become a hot commodity for us. Where everything else went away, yard signs are still visible.
Because nobody's passing out business cards right now, or
No brochures.
no brochures, anything like that. But parents and grandparents, people like that, really want to support their seniors because they feel bad because everything just got ripped away from them, and no graduations and proms and all that. So we recently put that out there, like, hey, buy yard signs and that kind of thing. So that's been fun.
And the birthday was a good idea too. The birthday sign, that was a good idea too.
Yeah, that's my idea.
In business all the time, but this applies to everyone. When you adapt, you survive.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I got to embarrass Holden. He just turned 16 yesterday, and so I made him a big yard sign with his face on it. And I was gonna do like a fat head and like cut his little face out and make a big giant sign, but I didn't quite have time to do that. But I think he thought it was. He wouldn't say it, but I think he thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do door banners too. I think door banner, like, that's a good idea too. Like, someone was talking about door banners, and like you put their,
I've seen Star Rocket Media put up large banners for businesses that have gone all the drive-through or curbside.
I've noticed those around town. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're big and green.
Yeah, because I don't care who you are, you read a yard sign. Like, you're gonna read it.
Yeah.
That's true. So that's been fun, and being able to like customize those and do a little bit of different stuff that we don't do every day. So that's been exciting. Matt's still working on websites because people still, websites are more important now than they have been in a long time. So that's been important.
And it's been interesting to watch the political clients or candidates of how they're having to adapt with everything. Again, going back to yard signs, but also going digital for digital advertising instead of knocking on doors and kissing babies. You can't do that. Yeah.
I really feel for the people out there in businesses that, I kind of jokingly say you adapt, you survive. And I do mean that in most of life, but there are some people who are just not allowed to work. And those people are struggling. And I'm glad that there is political help out there for them. I hope it comes fast and furious more and more often. I think that it's going to take a great deal of effort to save small businesses in particular, so that we are not, we were already in our culture drifting towards giant corporations ruling the earth. And I think that if we don't all pull together, both politically and as individuals, just support small businesses, that we're going to lose it completely. I think it's
Beauticians
important.
and nail salons, especially. I feel like when it's ready, time to go, they are going to be so packed and hard to get into it, and then they're going to be working their butts off.
I
But right
know.
now, like I still send my ladies money just because I feel terrible. Like they have no income, so I couldn't imagine like.
Like the first day, because I'm already turning pink.
Listen, I told my girl, I said, she said, you're the first person that did this. I said, well, then I better be the first person back in your chair. My Venmo will go off and I'll hear it. My clients are sending some cash. So I divided it up between the girls because again, we're running a real light crew. We used to clean 40 to 50 houses a week. Now we're doing 10, 12. So, but I have some clients that they're like, no, I'm still working. I'm still paying. So kind of divide it up and give the girls some cash.
Are your employees hooked up with MuncieTips.com?
They are not.
They might want to be. It's a site that gives you a place to have a profile for your employees and as your company as well. And then they put their payment, PayPal, Venmo, however they would prefer, and people can just send them money to help keep them going through here.
Yeah. Gotcha. I know a lot of like restaurant servers, bartenders, things like that are on there.
That's right.
Obviously their source of income is.
Yeah, and even at the market, there are far more vendors who cannot come than come. And of course, the market itself, my business is run by having vendor fees. And rather than having 40 or 50 vendors every Saturday, I'm having 4 or 5. So it's a big change for me as well.
Gotcha.
I've seen some hairdressers nationally get on Facebook Live and explain what you need to do in the interim so that you don't get really crazy and cut it yourself like I probably will in about a week.
My bangs get shorter and shorter and shorter.
but those are kind of ideas where you can Facebook Live is just so easy and accessible that you could get on and give advice about how you do your business and how they could do it for a little while so that you could continue to build that relationship.
And I think small businesses are pretty used to struggling and just barely making it really. In a way, I think we're forged for things like this. But this is overwhelming.
I saw where Amanda Kishel, she made a similar comment.
Yes.
She's struggled before, and this is just another thing. And she actually came up with a very good idea of porch photography.
I love them.
I've seen those.
Driving by, taking pictures, and
those families have so much personality. They are wonderful. Yes, wonderful.
I clean for a lot of people. She's been taking photos of it. Their photos match that's perfect. It's perfect.
I think it's a wonderful. I mean, we're all going to have to remember this whether we want to or not. So I think this is a real cheerful and positive way that she's addressing that.
If you're going to be able to come out on the other side, make some plans now. This is a good time to learn a skill you don't have. If you thought you wanted to learn Canva so that you could do your Facebook posts better, this is a good time to spend doing that.
My first Zoom meeting, I couldn't figure out the sound. I'm on the board of directors for the Muncie Arts and Culture Council, and so we've been doing our meetings on Zoom. So I called another member, and she put her phone next to her computer so we could. But I think I've got it now.
Well, and I think I'm almost ready to talk website with you guys because I just signed a contract with fanfood.com for A-team concessions. And because Ball State wants me to go as touchless as we can. So starting with football, you're going to be able to order food from your seat on your phone. It'll send it to us. We'll get your order ready. We'll click when it's ready, kind of like the whole pizza thing, keeping you updated. And then you'll come pick it up. So instead of missing time watching the game, you'll be able to actually come down when your food's ready.
I think people will love that.
I think so too. There's like a 12% convenience fee they'll have to pay. I think that's the only downfall is because people already get mad that they pay so much for concession food anyways, but again, Ball State gets their cut. So I'm getting all the details of that, and then I think it'd be a good idea to roll out a website with how to and all that good stuff then. So we're getting a little closer.
And I think that's right to think about the future. Things are going to be changed not just during the stay at home. I think things are going to change permanently.
Yep.
I'm fine not shaking hands.
I am too, and if no one hugs me in public anymore, I'm okay with that.
Darn it, I'm a hugger. So.
I'm a hugger too, but I'll stop.
We're huggers.
No huggers.
I thought maybe, Angie, you would be ready for a hug at the end of this.
No.
Not even at the end of this.
My children, my family hugs me enough, and that's enough.
Not to be too much of a Debbie Downer here, but my mother's 73. and she runs with a group of ladies who are retired nurses and retired teachers, and my mother is the youngest one of them. And I have been getting supplies for them and my neighbors as well to either side of my house. I figure if one person goes to make the supply and then distributes, it's better than everybody being in a grocery store where you can't control the other people around you and what's been cleaned and all of that. But the last delivery I made to my mom, she was tearful at the door. She said, all I wish I could do was hug you.
I know.
And
Sad.
I can't risk hurting her.
How are we doing personally as with our families, and we're all at home a lot more than we used to be and all that. So how's everybody doing?
I'm a newlywed, so I mean we're fine. We were together we're fine.
It's an extended honeymoon.
Yeah, we were like we're just carrying on the honeymoon. It started March 7th, and we're just like still in the honeymoon.
Now,
Fraser has not left the house one time. Yep, well, my son does live here, and he's currently still working. But he does construction, and he's doing a project at Purdue, and it's only him and one other guy. Because every day when he comes home, I'm like, "There's the hand sanitizer. Spray yourself with Lysol. Get in the shower. I don't know what you're bringing in here."
I know. I've washed my fingerprints off from washing my hands so much. My phone wouldn't recognize it the other day.
Well, thank goodness I do buy cleaning supplies a lot, so I still have my relationship with Sue Dalton. She still gets. You can't find stuff. Well, I still can get my I buy from this stuff all the time, so my vendors are still letting me get things that some
I
people
think
are
you
limited
could
on
sell
now.
Lysol spray
I
to
probably
anyone
could.
in the county. It's
Yes,
nowhere.
but because everyone's like looking for it. So I'm good personally. I just miss my people. I miss my niece and nephews, and just my girls. Like I've been letting them work because their husbands have lost their jobs. So I miss like going to my clients' houses and the pets and the people. So I miss that, but we're healthy and we're home and we're safe. So
What about you, Becky?
Oh, we're holding out pretty good. We try to get out as little as possible. We've been married a long, long time, so we're pretty used to each other. And as I said, I got in this office and shut the door, so we both have some alone time. I miss driving to work. I miss that time of transition because now I
don't listen to that much radio anymore because of that. Like
I know podcasts. I listen to them some, but I miss that drive time. I do try to have a routine. I get up and get at my desk at work at my regular time and work through the day, and then try not to think about it at night. So
I think I'm busier than I've ever been before, actually.
I know I am. And
do you take walks or anything outside? No? Okay.
Enjoy watching. I've taken a few, but I enjoy looking at your pictures and virtually taking a walk.
But, that's good. What about you, Moth? What's been keeping you busy?
Mostly keeping the vendors going through the market, doing the mask sales. I'm very happy that the mailroom, Shireen Wagley, has reached out to sell them for me because I've been doing it off my porch. I had to tell my neighbors, no, I'm not a very successful drug dealer. All the people coming to the porch. And we all do it masked and at great distance and no touch, no contact, I guess they're calling it, exchanges. Just trying to keep the people I know, friends, family, neighbors, supplied because I have a lot of connections, like Jennifer was saying, we have things that we can get that maybe the general public doesn't know how to get. And look into the future. I've been working with Muncie Downtown Development Partnership, Cheryl Crowder, about YART, which would typically be the first Thursday of May. We have rescheduled it for the first Thursday of June. I don't think that's going to happen, but we've talked before that that I'm a psychotherapist as well, and this is actually my office, and I'm going to pop this up here and make sure people know. I don't know if that is reversed.
Oh yeah, 273-8255.
People are really experiencing major stress, and we think about, let's not idolize money, but the landlord doesn't take thoughts and prayers. Right. So, we really want people to understand that this too shall pass. We can make it, we can support each other, and, reach out if you need help, people.
So how are you guys doing? I love your captain's log.
Me too.
I love the one when Audia made her own block, get away from me. I was like, high five, girl. That was awesome.
and all of that. So that's been something fun, putting that together. I've gotten lots of people comment like, I really enjoy, you know, the things you put together and all that, and trying to keep it real on the days where Audia, you know, blocks me out of the room, which is fine. She could do that more. I'd be all right with that.
We went fishing the other day. She loved it. She kept touching the fish.
She dug up her own worms and everything. So like Audia is living her best life right now.
Isn't it impressive how creative everyone is? I mean, it's like everyone has always been an artist and performer and just didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many of those live videos now with people and guitars or pianos. It's amazing.
Made Easter baskets for our kids. We're gonna drop off on their porches. I put packs of toilet paper in there. I'm like,
that's a good Easter bunny.
That's gold.
I know. But it's still not the same as like having the Easter egg hunt where everybody fights over the $10 egg and all that. So we're
Have you heard about the
baskets on the porch?
Have you heard about the Minecraft Easter egg hunt?
No.
Kids play Minecraft, you know, and I don't know who's doing it, but somebody is they're hiding Easter eggs throughout it. So.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Well, I know we've taken field trips to the zoo. We go to the Cincinnati Zoo online a couple times a week or whatever, and they have little close-ups with their animals, and we got to see a porcupine up close and stuff. It was, I don't know, it was pretty cool. So different things that we wouldn't have sought out for, you know, entertainment or education for the kids and all that.
Audia and I have watched quite a few movies. The Indiana Jones series, the Spider-Man series, 1, 2, and 3. So she really
make sure she sees the metaverse. That one was great.
Yeah, that one's coming up. So.
I mean, all of the museums of the whole planet have put up virtual tours. I put on in the background this the Hermitage in Russia put up a one shot with an iPhone, but I mean they had a full light crew and everything too. A 5-hour tour of it that with periodically the Bolshoi Ballet would dance through. That was just amazing. I didn't sit there for 5 hours. It was on the background as I worked. But things that I would probably never see, but never really thought about it either. So,
Audia, you should put makeup on your dad, like a little tutorial. Oh, look, she likes that idea. See, we got to be creative.
No.
Hey, on the Colbert Show, it's his daughter who's doing his makeup nowadays at home. Mm-hmm.
You guys can do a TikTok, the flip, the switch. I don't know how that's going to work. She's like a 5T probably, right? But you should try it.
So Angie put into her head that I'm going to build some kind of either tree house or clubhouse for her.
Ooh,
so
I did not put that in her head. We're going to have to go raid the barn and see what wood we can find out there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Nana and Papa have some wood? Oh, okay. Maybe we can steal some.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
We're also sponsored by At Your Service Cleaning. Jennifer Cooper Wilson was just on the VodCast today.
VodCast?
No, we can't call it VodCast.
We're making VodCast happen.
I want to make it happen.
We're going to make it happen.
VCast? Can we call it a VCast?
No, isn't there like a VCast?
I think
like
a VodCast was fine.
VodCast, I agree.
Anyway,
All
she
right.
was just on.
She was just on. We heard from her. She's awesome and doing great things. But did you know she is still cleaning houses?
So if you're an essential worker out there and you're doing the business for us, thank you very much, number one.
We appreciate you.
But number two, you probably don't have any time to like clean your house or do anything.
If you're a nurse working 12-hour shifts, the last thing you do when you come home is want to clean your house,
You'll want to sleep.
You want to sleep or enjoy time with your family or do lots of other things that don't involve scrubbing a toilet or anything like that. So Jennifer and her crew can come in and do that for you. They can come in when you're not even there if you want. That way there's no contact and all that good stuff. And they will disinfect everything. They are still able to get like Lysol and disinfectant and all that stuff that we might not be able to get.
Yeah.
So they can come in, clean it all, get it ready to go, get it all spiffy and clean for the next day, and you don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about a thing. Just go to bed.
About a thing.
Get up the next day and go to work.
Go to work.
For
Jennifer,
us.
yes. Jennifer Cooper Wilson, At Your Service Cleaning. You can call or text her at 765-702-7188. That's 765-702-7188. Jennifer Cooper Wilson at Your Service Cleaning and Errands. Thank
you for joining us for this edition of Gone Boss.
At home. Be Be sure to check us out at goneboss.com and hashtag #GoneBoss.
We're on Instagram at GoneBoss2K, or you can find us on Facebook just by searching Gone Boss.
If you have a comment about the show or something you want to share with us, you can comment below. Isn't that what the cool kids do? Call or text 765-233-2640. We might use it on the show.
Also, join the conversation in our Facebook group. Just search Gone Boss and hang out with us.
If you like what you hear today, be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you find your podcast.
Or VodCast. Today's episode was brought to you by our premier sponsor, Schaefer Leadership Academy. Learn more at schaeferleadership.com.
Also brought to you by At Your Service Cleaning and Errands. Find out more by checking them out on Facebook.
Have a great rest of your day, and don't forget to tune in next week when we find out who will be on the VodCast.
Exactly. Who has gone boss?